Imagine if you didn't have to put your drone away as soon as the sun started to go down, or if you could show what a landscape looked like at night. But what if I told you that this was shot at noon, or this shot was overcast, or that this was shot at 3200 ISO? I'm Matt Harris with the Film Poets, and today I'm going to show you 3 techniques to create low light shots with your Mavic or your Phantom. So Hollywood movies have been using day for night shooting for years, and the end result can be much better than trying to actually shoot at night. Up until now, it's been an advanced technique. So day for night will not work on all footage. It really starts with having realistic expectations for what's possible. What we want to do for our settings is make sure in D-Log. Now next, in the style, we want to shoot with +1, -1, -1. If you haven't seen why I suggest these settings, check out the Mavic 5 steps video below. So manually color grading a shot like this is extremely difficult and time consuming. Normally I'd start out lowering the highlights, then we'd boost the midtones up, and keep trying to do this balancing act until it looked natural. After that, it'd come time to push in some color, but a lot of times the shadows would change colors as well, and this isn't what it looks like at night. And if you try to correct for the shadow color, it ends up pushing orange into the trees, and I would go back and forth, and it would just end up being frustrated. If you get it wrong just slightly, it just takes people right out of your story. So what I've done is created a preset specifically for day for night to make color grading much easier for you. I call it a LUT Stack. This is a series of adjustable LUTs that work together to simplify the grading process, but still give you control over the final look. And it works on most footage, including the Phantom or the Mavic. So now there are only 3 sliders to adjust, and you're still using your eye as the colorist on your shots, but it reduces the number of variables that you have to play with. It makes grading much more simple and much more intuitive. You're gonna dial in your contrast, and then you're gonna dial in the color and light level, but everything else is already done for you. And this day for night LUT Stack is designed for Premiere Pro, Final Cut 10, and most other editors. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about shooting day for night at dusk. Now, one of the best parts about flying at dusk is that the exterior lights are turned on, but you still have enough ambient light in the sky to capture the scene without having to really crank up your ISO and cause a bunch of noise. So the white balance I suggest for this dusk for night type shooting is 4500 Kelvin. What this does is it gives your tungsten and practical street lights a bit of an orange look to them, and it also lets that sky stay blue. Now when you go to expose, just do a proper exposure, and we're gonna take care of that in post. So doing this manually is difficult because you don't want your grade to affect these lights on the building. So using the dusk settings included with the LUT Stack, we start with the contrast, and you'll notice that it doesn't affect the lights on the building at all. So you wanna go ahead and set this at a level that looks good, and when it comes time to moving color, you'll see it doesn't affect the lights. And then we just adjust the light level on our 3rd LUT in the LUT Stack, and that's it. And the first step to exposing the lights start getting lower is to keep your shutter as low as possible. I'll go down as low as 1/25 of a second, and that allows me to cut the ISO in half. And there's a huge difference between the Mavic Pro and the Phantom Pro when it comes to sensor noise. The Phantom sensor is much larger and has a cleaner image. Here's the Phantom 4 Pro at ISO 3200. Now here's the Mavic at ISO 3200. As you can see, the pulsing noise makes it unusable. So to fix this, I created some custom profiles for neat video that you can apply to reduce this noise. I've made these noise reduction profiles and the day for night LUT Stack available in the description below. I hope that's helped you out and given you some creative ideas to play with your next film. Until next time, have fun.